Hello, everyone. Today, I want to ask you a question. Do you often feel numbness, tingling, or a cold sensation in your feet? If so, you're not alone. Millions of seniors are struggling with these symptoms every day. But what you may not know is that the cause could be coming from an unexpected place, your fridge. Numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet is often a sign of a condition called peripheral neuropathy. This is a condition in which the small nerves in your feet become damaged, causing discomfort and sometimes pain. If left untreated, this condition can lead to serious consequences such as falls, loss of balance, and even non-healing wounds and infections. But why would fruits cause this problem? The answer lies in the sugar content. When you consume too much sugar, even natural sugar from fruit, it can increase your blood sugar levels. High blood sugar triggers a process called glycation, where sugar binds to proteins in your body, damaging them. Specifically, the myelin layer that protects your nerves can suffer significant damage. Not only that, but high blood sugar also causes chronic inflammation and constriction of small blood vessels, reducing blood flow to the extremities, especially your feet. This means your nerves aren't getting enough oxygen and nutrients, leading to damage and dysfunction. A notable study from the University of Michigan found that people who consumed more sugar were 48% more likely to develop peripheral neuropathy compared to those who limited their sugar intake. That's a pretty alarming statistic, right? I'll also share safer alternatives and important nutrients that help protect and repair your nerves. Let's begin with the first fruit that might be harming your feet. Flavor, pineapple is often considered a healthy choice for a snack or dessert. But behind that appealing exterior, there's a concerning truth that seniors need to be aware of. First, let's take a look at the nutritional content of pineapple. 1 cup of pineapple contains about 16 g of sugar. That's equivalent to 4 sugar cubes. This is not a small amount, especially for those trying to control their blood sugar levels. But the issue isn't just the sugar content, it's the type of sugar and how it affects your body. Pineapple has a relatively high glycemic index, GI, around 66 on a scale of 100. The GI indicates how quickly a food raises your blood sugar after eating. With such a high GI, pineapple spikes your blood sugar quickly, causing a sudden blood sugar peak. For seniors, especially those at risk for or already suffering from diabetes, this can be particularly dangerous. When blood sugar spikes, your body reacts by producing a large amount of insulin to move the sugar from the blood into the cells. Over time, this process can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells become less responsive to insulin, causing blood sugar levels to remain high. Chronic high blood sugar is one of the main causes of nerve damage. But sugar isn't the only issue with pineapple. This fruit also contains an enzyme called bromelain. While bromelain is known for its anti-inflammatory benefits in some people, particularly older adults with sensitive immune systems, it can cause an inflammatory response. Chronic inflammation is another risk factor for peripheral neuropathy. Now, let's talk about how pineapple specifically affects the nerves in your feet. When you consume pineapple, the sugar from it quickly enters your bloodstream, causing a blood sugar spike. This triggers a chain reaction in your body. First, high blood sugar causes inflammation in the small blood vessels, including those that supply nutrients to the nerves in your feet. Inflammatory blood vessels tend to constrict, reducing blood flow to distant areas like your feet. When blood flow decreases, the nerves don't get enough oxygen and nutrients to function properly. Over time, this leads to nerve damage, presenting itself as symptoms like numbness, tingling, or burning sensations, experiences that many seniors go through. Additionally, the sugar in pineapple contributes to the glycation process, where sugar molecules bind to proteins in the body, creating advanced glycation end products, AGEs. AGEs directly damage nerves and impair their function. Specifically, they can harm the myelin sheath, the protective layer surrounding your nerves, much like the insulation around electrical wires. When the myelin sheath is damaged, nerve transmission is interrupted, leading to the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. A noteworthy study from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that regularly consuming high glycemic index foods, like pineapple, could reduce blood flow to the lower limbs by up to 15%. This is particularly concerning for older adults who may already have reduced peripheral blood flow due to natural aging processes. So, does this mean you should never eat pineapple again? Not necessarily. But if you're experiencing symptoms of peripheral neuropathy or are at high risk for diabetes, you should limit your pineapple intake. If you truly enjoy pineapple's taste, consider eating a smaller portion and pairing it with a healthy source of protein or fat to slow the absorption of sugar. In the next part, we'll explore another popular summer fruit that might be quietly harming your foot nerves: flavor. Who would think that this beloved fruit could actually harm the nerve health of seniors? Unfortunately, this is a truth backed by science. Let's start by analyzing the composition of watermelon. While 92% of watermelon is water, the remaining 8% is primarily sugar. What's even more concerning is that watermelon has an extremely high glycemic index, GI, reaching 72 on a scale of 100. This number is even higher than some types of cookies. This means that when you eat watermelon, your blood sugar spikes quickly and sharply. So, why does watermelon have such a strong impact on blood sugar? The answer lies in its extremely low fiber content. Fiber plays a crucial role in slowing the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. With its minimal fiber, the sugar from watermelon enters your blood almost immediately after consumption, causing a rapid blood sugar peak. For seniors, particularly those with blood sugar issues or peripheral neuropathy, these sharp blood sugar spikes can lead to serious consequences. When blood sugar increases suddenly, it triggers inflammation in the body, affecting the small blood vessels that supply nutrients to the peripheral nerves. Moreover, after a blood sugar spike, it often drops rapidly, creating a crash effect. These large and rapid fluctuations cause oxidative stress on the nerves, weakening their function over time. Imagine repeatedly turning an electrical switch on and off. Eventually, the system breaks down. Another problem with watermelon is its lack of essential minerals needed for healthy nerve function. Minerals like magnesium, potassium, and calcium play vital roles in nerve transmission and protecting the nerves from damage. While watermelon contains some minerals, the amounts are relatively low compared to its high sugar content. Of particular concern is how watermelon affects circulation in the feet. When blood sugar spikes, it can lead to blood vessel constriction, reducing blood flow to the lower limbs. For older adults who often experience reduced peripheral blood flow due to natural aging, this issue is even more problematic. Reduced blood flow means that the nerves in the feet receive less oxygen and nutrients, leading to damage and reduced function. A study from Harvard University showed that regularly consuming high glycemic index foods like watermelon increases the risk of peripheral neuropathy by 30% in people over 65. This is a startling statistic and underscores the importance of food choices when it comes to nerve health. Additionally, watermelon can cause issues with electrolyte balance in the body. While watermelon does contain some electrolytes, consuming it in large quantities can lead to imbalances due to its high water content. This is especially important for older adults who are more prone to electrolyte imbalances. Such imbalances can directly affect nerve function, exacerbating symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. So, does this mean you have to completely give up watermelon? Not necessarily. But if you're experiencing symptoms of peripheral neuropathy or are at high risk, you should limit your watermelon intake and always eat it in small portions. A good way to reduce the impact of watermelon on your blood sugar is to pair it with a source of protein or healthy fat, like a handful of nuts or some low-fat cottage cheese. This will help slow down the absorption of sugar and reduce its effect on your blood sugar. In the next section, we'll explore another small fruit that can have a big impact on the nerve health of seniors. But for seniors dealing with peripheral neuropathy, grapes can be a potential threat that many may not realize. Let's start by looking at the nutritional content of grapes. 1 cup of grapes contains about 23 g of sugar, a significant amount for such a small serving. What's particularly notable is that most of the sugar in grapes is fructose, a type of sugar that has a unique impact on the liver and sugar metabolism in the body. One of the biggest problems with grapes is their small size and sweet taste, which makes it easy to overeat them. Think about it. Eating a large apple might leave you feeling full, but eating a cup of grapes is much easier, and you might even eat more without realizing just how much sugar you've consumed. Fructose in grapes is primarily metabolized in the liver, unlike glucose, which can be used by all the cells in your body. When you consume large amounts of fructose, your liver can become overloaded. This leads to the production of triglycerides, which can increase insulin resistance, a condition where your cells become less responsive to insulin, causing blood sugar levels to remain elevated. Insulin resistance directly impacts your nerve health, particularly in the extremities. When cells become insulin resistant, they can't use glucose effectively, leading to chronic high blood sugar. Elevated blood sugar damages the small blood vessels that supply nutrients to the nerves, especially in the feet, the furthest part of your body from the heart and already suffering from lower blood flow compared to other areas. Moreover, insulin resistance reduces the ability of blood vessels to expand properly, a process necessary to ensure adequate blood flow to the extremities. When blood vessels cannot expand as they should, blood flow to the feet is reduced, depriving the nerves of the oxygen and nutrients they need. Over time, this causes nerve damage and dysfunction, manifesting as symptoms like numbness, tingling, or burning sensations. Another issue with grapes is that they have a relatively high glycemic index, around 59. This means that the sugar from grapes is absorbed quickly into the bloodstream, causing a rapid blood sugar spike. These blood sugar spikes trigger inflammation in the body, which can worsen existing nerve damage. Plays an important role in slowing down the absorption of sugar into the blood, helping prevent high blood sugar peaks. With low fiber content, the sugar from grapes enters the bloodstream almost immediately after consumption. A study from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism showed that consuming high amounts of fructose is linked to a 25% increased risk of peripheral neuropathy dysfunction. This is especially concerning for seniors who are already at a higher risk of developing peripheral neuropathy due to natural aging. Interestingly, red and purple grapes contain resveratrol, a compound with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. However, the benefits of resveratrol aren't enough to offset the potential harm of high sugar content for individuals already dealing with blood sugar or peripheral neuropathy issues. So, does this mean you need to completely eliminate grapes from your diet? Not necessarily. But if you're experiencing symptoms of peripheral neuropathy or are at high risk, you should limit your grape intake and always consume them in small portions. A good way to mitigate the impact of grapes on your blood sugar is to pair them with a source of protein or healthy fats, such as a few nuts or some cheese. This will help slow the absorption of sugar and reduce its impact on your blood sugar levels. In the next section, we'll explore another common fruit that many don't realize could worsen peripheral neuropathy symptoms. Ages. Rich in potassium, vitamin B6, and fiber, bananas seem like a superfood. However, for seniors dealing with peripheral neuropathy issues, bananas might not always be the best choice. Let's begin by examining the nutritional content of bananas. A medium-sized banana contains about 14-18 g of sugar, mainly glucose and fructose. Notably, the sugar content in bananas increases as they ripen. The riper the banana, the higher the sugar content and glycemic index. A green banana has a glycemic index around 42, whereas a fully ripe banana can reach up to 62. For seniors, especially those with blood sugar issues or peripheral neuropathy, the high glycemic index of ripe bananas can be problematic. When you eat a ripe banana, the sugar is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream, causing a blood sugar spike. These spikes trigger inflammation in the body, which can exacerbate existing nerve damage. But the problem with bananas isn't just the sugar. Bananas also contain a compound called tyramine, a biogenic amine that can affect the nervous system and blood vessels. Tyramine has the ability to cause blood vessel constriction, reducing blood flow to the extremities. For seniors, particularly those who already have reduced peripheral blood flow due to aging, this can worsen the problem. Reduced blood flow means that nerves in the feet receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients, leading to damage and dysfunction, commonly prescribed to seniors. Tyramine can interact with monoamine oxidase inhibitors, MAIs, a type of antidepressant, and some blood pressure medications. These interactions can cause a sudden increase in blood pressure, worsening circulation, and nerve issues. Furthermore, while bananas are rich in potassium, an important mineral for healthy nerve function, for seniors taking certain medications, especially potassium-sparing diuretics or ACE inhibitors. Excessive potassium intake can lead to hyperkalemia, a dangerous condition that can affect heart rhythm and nerve function. A study from the Journal of Neurology found that tyramine in some foods, including ripe bananas, can reduce blood flow to the lower limbs by 18% in seniors. This is particularly worrying for those who already have circulation or peripheral neuropathy issues. Additionally, bananas can pose a problem for blood sugar balance in seniors. While bananas contain fiber, which helps slow the absorption of sugar, the high sugar content of ripe bananas can outweigh the benefits of the fiber, especially for those with blood sugar problems. After eating a ripe banana, blood sugar can spike quickly and then drop just as rapidly, leading to a blood sugar crash. These large and rapid fluctuations cause oxidative stress on the nerves, weakening their function over time. Interestingly, green bananas have a much lower glycemic index than ripe bananas and contain more resistant starch, a type of starch that isn't digested in the small intestine, thus not raising blood sugar levels. Resistant starch is beneficial for gut health and can help manage blood sugar more effectively. So, if you enjoy bananas, unripe or green bananas may be a better choice than fully ripe or spotted ones. Does this mean you need to completely give up bananas? Not necessarily. But if you're experiencing symptoms of peripheral neuropathy or are at high risk, here are some things to consider. Limit banana consumption, particularly fully ripe bananas. If eating bananas, opt for green or underripe bananas. Pair bananas with a source of protein or healthy fats to slow the absorption of sugar. If you're taking MAO inhibitors, potassium-sparing diuretics, or ACE inhibitors, consult with your doctor before consuming bananas. In the next section, we'll explore another food commonly considered a healthy option that may actually be a sugar bomb for seniors. However, for seniors facing peripheral neuropathy issues, dried fruits can be one of the worst choices in your pantry. Let's begin by examining the nutritional composition of dried fruits. When fruits are dried, the water is removed, but the sugar remains, creating a product with concentrated sugar content. For example, just a quarter cup of raisins contains about 29 g of sugar, almost the same amount as in a can of soda. Similarly, other popular dried fruits like prunes, dried apples, and dried mangoes all contain extremely high sugar content in a small serving. Not only do dried fruits have high sugar content, but they also have very high glycemic indices, ranging from 64 to 78 depending on the type of fruit. This means that the sugar from dried fruits is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream, causing a spike in blood sugar levels. For seniors, especially those who already have blood sugar issues or peripheral neuropathy, these blood sugar spikes can have serious consequences. When blood sugar rises suddenly, the body responds by producing a large amount of insulin to bring the sugar into cells. Frequent and excessive insulin production can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where cells become less responsive to insulin, causing blood sugar levels to remain elevated. Chronic high blood sugar is one of the main causes of nerve damage. Another major issue with dried fruits is that they lack water and fiber compared to fresh fruits. Water and fiber play an important role in slowing the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, helping prevent blood sugar spikes. With low water and fiber content, the sugar from dried fruits enters the bloodstream almost immediately after consumption. Moreover, many commercially available dried fruits contain sulfites, a preservative added to prevent discoloration and extend shelf life. For some individuals, especially seniors with sensitive immune systems, sulfites can trigger an inflammatory response. Chronic inflammation is another risk factor for peripheral neuropathy. Now, let's talk about how dried fruits specifically affect the nerves in your feet. When you consume dried fruit, the sugar from it quickly enters the bloodstream, causing a spike in blood sugar. High blood sugar activates a process called glycation, where sugar molecules bind to proteins in the body, creating advanced glycation end products, AGEs. AGEs directly damage nerves and impair their function. Specifically, they can damage the myelin sheath, the protective covering around nerves, similar to the insulation on electrical wires. When the myelin is damaged, nerve signaling is interrupted, leading to symptoms of peripheral neuropathy, nutrients to the nerves in the feet. Inflammatory blood vessels tend to constrict, reducing blood flow to distant areas like the feet. When blood flow decreases, nerves do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients to function properly. Over time, this leads to nerve damage, manifesting as symptoms like tingling, numbness, or burning sensations that many seniors experience. A study from the National Institute of Nutrition revealed that frequent consumption of dried fruits is associated with a 35% increased risk of metabolic disorders in people over 60. This is particularly concerning because metabolic disorders are a major risk factor for peripheral neuropathy. So, does this mean you should completely give up dried fruits? Not necessarily. But if you're experiencing symptoms of peripheral neuropathy or are at high risk, you should limit your dried fruit intake to a minimum. If you really enjoy the taste of dried fruits, here are a few things to consider. Choose dried fruits with no added sugar and no sulfites. Consume in very small portions, just a few pieces. Pair dried fruits with a source of protein or healthy fats to slow down sugar absorption. Consider replacing them with fresh fruits that have a low glycemic index, such as berries or green apples. In the next section, we'll explore a superfood that many people consider a healthy option, but it might actually hide potential risks for senior nerve health. Oranges, the symbol of vitamin C and health, often seen as an essential part of a healthy diet. However, for seniors dealing with peripheral neuropathy, oranges, especially orange juice, may not be the best choice. Let's start by examining the nutritional composition of oranges. A medium orange contains about 12 g of sugar, mostly fructose, glucose, and sucrose. While this isn't extremely high compared to some other fruits, the bigger issue arises with orange juice, a common way to consume oranges. A cup of orange juice, 240 milliliters, contains around 21 g of sugar without the fiber to slow absorption. That's equivalent to more than 5 teaspoons of sugar. For seniors, particularly those who have blood sugar issues or peripheral neuropathy, the high sugar content in orange juice can cause significant problems. When you drink orange juice, the sugar is quickly absorbed into your bloodstream, causing a rapid spike in blood sugar. These blood sugar spikes trigger inflammation in the body, which can exacerbate existing nerve damage. Another concern with oranges and orange juice is citric acid. While citric acid offers some health benefits for seniors with sensitive digestive systems or stomach issues, it can cause discomfort and inflammation. Chronic inflammation, regardless of its source, can contribute to peripheral nerve damage. A particular worry is the interaction between oranges/orange juice and certain medications commonly prescribed to seniors. Oranges contain compounds called furanocoumarins, which can affect the metabolism of various drugs, including statins, cholesterol-lowering drugs, blood pressure medications, and some nerve treatments. These interactions can reduce the effectiveness of medications or increase the risk of side effects, potentially worsening peripheral neuropathy. Now, let's talk about how oranges and orange juice specifically impact the nerves in your feet. When you consume orange juice, the sugar from it quickly enters the bloodstream, causing a blood sugar spike. High blood sugar activates a process called glycation, where sugar molecules bind to proteins in the body, creating advanced glycation end products, AGEs. AGEs directly damage nerves and impair their function. Specifically, they can damage the myelin sheath, the protective covering around nerves, similar to the insulation on electrical wires. When the myelin is damaged, nerve signaling is interrupted, leading to the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. Moreover, high blood sugar causes inflammation in small blood vessels, including those supplying nutrients to the nerves in the feet. Inflammatory blood vessels tend to constrict, reducing blood flow to distant areas like the feet. When blood flow is decreased, nerves don't receive enough oxygen and nutrients to function properly. Over time, this leads to nerve damage, which is expressed through symptoms like tingling, numbness, or burning sensations that many seniors experience. A study from the University of Florida showed that daily consumption of orange juice can increase blood sugar fluctuations by 27% in seniors, creating stress on the nerves. These large and frequent blood sugar fluctuations create an unstable environment for the nerves, weakening their function over time. Does this mean you need to completely give up oranges? Not necessarily. Oranges still contain vitamin C and beneficial antioxidants. But if you are experiencing symptoms of peripheral neuropathy or are at high risk, here are a few things to consider. Limit or avoid orange juice completely, as it contains concentrated sugar without fiber. If you want to eat oranges, opt for the whole fruit instead of juice, as the fiber in the fruit helps slow down the absorption of sugar. Consume in small portions, half an orange instead of a whole one. If you're on medication, consult your doctor about any potential interactions with oranges. Consider alternative sources of vitamin C that are lower in sugar, such as bell peppers, broccoli, or strawberries. In the next section, we'll explore safer fruit options and key nutrients that help protect and repair your nerves. After exploring the 6 types of fruits that may harm the nerve health of older adults, it's time to discover safer fruit options and important nutrients that help protect and repair the nerves. First, let's consider the nerve-friendly fruits. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These fruits have a low glycemic index and are rich in antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, compounds with strong anti-inflammatory properties. They help protect the nerves from oxidative stress and damage caused by inflammation. A small serving of berries, about half a cup, provides many benefits without significantly raising blood sugar levels. Avocado, technically a fruit, avocados contain almost no sugar and are rich in monounsaturated fats, healthy fats that support nerve function. The fats in avocado are also essential for maintaining the myelin sheath around the nerves. Additionally, avocados contain vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that protects nerve cells from damage. Green apples. Green apples have a much lower glycemic index than red apples and contain quercetin, a flavonoid with anti-inflammatory properties that protect the nerves. Specifically, the apple peel contains the most quercetin, so it's best to eat the peel if possible. Lemons/limes. These citrus fruits are very low in sugar, but are rich in vitamin C and beneficial plant compounds. They also support liver function, helping detoxify the body, a critical factor in maintaining nerve health. Next, let's talk about important nutrients that protect and repair the nerves. B vitamins, especially B1, B6, B12, these vitamins play an essential role in maintaining the health of the nervous system. They're involved in the production of myelin and neurotransmitters. A deficiency in B vitamins can lead to nerve damage and symptoms such as numbness and tingling. Good sources of B vitamins include nuts, eggs, legumes, and dark leafy greens. Alpha-lipoic acid. This is a powerful antioxidant that is soluble in both water and fat, allowing it to protect nerve cells from oxidative stress. It can also help improve blood flow to the nerves and support nerve function. Alpha-lipoic acid is found in spinach, broccoli, and red meat. Magnesium. This mineral plays an important role in nerve transmission and muscle function. A magnesium deficiency can exacerbate symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. Magnesium is found in nuts, dark leafy greens, and legumes. Finally, let's discuss how to combine safe fruits to minimize the impact on blood sugar. The golden rule is always to combine fruits with a source of protein or healthy fats. This helps slow the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, preventing blood sugar spikes. Some good combinations include green apple with a spoonful of peanut butter, a small handful of berries with unsweetened Greek yogurt, half an avocado with a bit of lemon. A study from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that combining low glycemic fruits with healthy fats reduced the impact on blood sugar by 40% compared to eating fruit alone. This is a simple yet effective strategy to continue enjoying fruits without harming your nerves. By choosing safe fruits and pairing them with beneficial nutrients, you can still enjoy the taste and benefits of fruit without negatively affecting your nerve health. That older adults should avoid or limit to protect nerve health and prevent numbness. Let's quickly recap these fruits. Pineapple, high glycemic index, GI 66, and contains the enzyme bromelain, which may cause inflammation in sensitive individuals. Watermelon, extremely high glycemic index, GI 72, and low in fiber, leading to a rapid increase in blood sugar. Grapes, high fructose content and small size make it easy to overeat. Ripe bananas. The glycemic index increases with ripeness, GI 42 to 62, and contains tyramine, which may constrict blood vessels. Dried fruits. Highly concentrated sugar and high glycemic index, GI 64 to 78, with many containing sulfites that may cause inflammation. Oranges/orange juice, especially orange juice, which contains sugar without fiber and may interact with various medications. All these fruits have one thing in common. They can quickly raise blood sugar levels, triggering a chain of reactions that lead to nerve damage in the feet. But don't worry, you don't have to completely give up your love for fruit. Instead, implement the following 3-step action plan of the highest glycemic fruits, like watermelon and dried fruits. Then, gradually reduce the other fruits in the list. This isn't an abrupt change, but a gradual process that helps your body adjust. Step 2. Replace with nerve-friendly options. Substitute harmful fruits with safer options like berries, green apples, avocados, and lemons/limes. Remember to apply the pairing rule. Always eat fruit with a source of protein or healthy fats to slow down the absorption of sugar. Step 3. Add nerve protective nutrients. Ensure your diet is rich in B vitamins, alpha-lipoic acid, and magnesium, key nutrients for nerve health. If necessary, consult your doctor about supplements to ensure you're getting enough of these nutrients. By following this plan, you can start to see improvements in a short amount of time. After 2 weeks, many people begin to notice reduced feelings of numbness and tingling. After 1 month, sensation in the feet may improve significantly, helping you move with more confidence. After 3 months, many people experience significant recovery in nerve function with fewer discomforting symptoms and better feeling in the feet. Remember, everyone is different, and results may vary depending on the severity of your condition and other health factors. But by making these simple dietary changes, you're on the right track to improving your nerve health and quality of life. Nerve health and AMP, preventing numbness. I hope this information has provided you with valuable insights into the relationship between fruits, blood sugar, and your nerve health. Remember, our goal is not to create fear about fruits. Fruits are still an important part of a healthy diet, packed with essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Instead, the goal is to help you make smarter choices, especially if you are dealing with peripheral neuropathy or at high risk of developing it. Before we conclude, I'd like to share a few final pieces of advice. Listen to your body. Everyone reacts differently to different foods. Pay attention to how your body responds after eating various fruits and adjust your diet accordingly. Consult a professional. If you're experiencing severe symptoms of peripheral neuropathy, consult with a doctor or a nutritionist. They can provide personalized guidance based on your specific health condition. Adopt a holistic approach. While diet plays a key role in nerve health, other factors such as physical activity, stress management, and getting enough sleep are also crucial. Consider all aspects of your lifestyle to take a well-rounded approach to your nerve health. Be patient and consistent. Nerve recovery is a gradual process. Be patient and consistent with the changes you make in your lifestyle to achieve the best results. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button to receive more information on how to protect your nerve health and improve your quality of life as you age. Don't forget to share this video with your elderly friends or family members. This information may help them reduce the pain and discomfort of peripheral neuropathy symptoms. And feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions or would like to share your personal experiences. I'm always happy to engage and support you on your journey toward better nerve health. Thank you for watching, and I wish you good health, strong feet, and a life free from pain.